Welcome to the Module 5 on CR370, and I call it the technology story. So what we're going to do this time is examine and explore the front edge of technology and education. And we're going to play with a number of tools and get you to critique them and explore them further. So we start with what we call the rise of technology. And we're in actually revolutions. The steam revolution is that probably identifies the first one, but there's a first revolution, a second revolution, a third revolution where most people probably feel comfortable with, but we're actually now in the fourth revolution. And things like AI and machine learning are the things that really are at the leading edge. And it's so much commentary at the moment. So we're going to look at those things, watch some videos, do some reflection, do some learning activities. And this was a infographic, about some of the things that are right on the edge of last year's. So some of those things you'll be familiar with, but not every one of them, and myself included. So we're going to look at some of those things. But important for you as a teacher, you're going to model the use of technology for your students. And you're going to motivate them in that area. And you're going to give cautionary commentary in what area. But the idea that you have to be an adopter. Now, you can't be a teacher without being an adopter of technology. Might want to be a natural fit, but you are now there. So we're going to look at articles and so on, and it really talks about this area here. There's some, the innovators. There's some who naturally call them early adopters, and they call about this chasm to get them from being an early adopter to the majority adopters. Now, your role as a teacher is to actually bridge that in your classroom and bridge that personally. So there's a good story to talk about what are the things that will help you translate to be where your majority of the class are using a new form of technology. Interesting situation to have a look at that. And what are the barriers and what are the enhancers to adopting those things in your classroom? Very practical things, you know. It seems if I use technology, it doesn't always work. Okay, that's a barrier. This technology opened up a whole lot of learning. That's an enhancer, for example. So we're going to have a look at those. A little bit of commentary about the digital divide, and there is not inequity, and how we can bridge that inequity in our classrooms, in our culture. So it's a good understanding of what that relates to. But here's an area that I think you will enjoy particularly, and that is to dive into the AI. AI is going to be with us. So it has pluses and minuses, and we need to be familiar with, confident at certainly at the introductory level or better, and be able to provide some scaffolds to your students as they have a look at this area. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to look at some articles about AI, do a little SWOT analysis of them, have a look at how that relates to, you know, what is perhaps a God's big story concept of these things, and do a learning activity on that. But then notice here, we have said, here's something to have a go at. So we want you to trial and utilize that. Keep it separate to your CHC assignments. We don't want to have a little watermark, an AI watermark on anything you do. But use that so that you can at least be familiar and be drawn into that conversation and have at least the introductory capacity and understanding. So have a look at that. The last part is actually now choosing an application. So we're going to learn from each other. So looking at those, you're asking you to create a voiceover, find a video, how would you use it, is it effective, and so on, and post it to a SharePoint folder. So this is a class activity, but might be extended into some of your study time that you can do, so that anyway we have a deposit in a file you have all access to about all these different tools or processes or strategies that are using technology and how we can therefore utilize them in the classroom. And that's pretty much this unit. We're going to relate about how this connects to assessment and go and have a look a bit about task 3, and that will close off what we do today as a little bit of a workshop. But welcome. This is about the technology story and you becoming confident in it.